Texas beat San Jose State with a C-tier game. 38-7 was the final score in a game where I thought that Arch Manning actually struggled a bit there. Manning had some wonderful throws, hit Parker Livingston and Jack Endries for some wonderful touchdowns, made a wonderful touch pass to the sidelines for DeAndre Moore Jr. that Moore was able to, fully extend and reach out and catch the ball, bring it into his chest. But he also had some throws where, he gets hit as he's throwing and he throws an interception with under a minute left in the half. And it's kind of like, what are you doing, man? Like, get the ball out quicker. Or some other throws where for the first 2 drives against San Jose State, he's dirting balls, similar to how he was against Ohio State. Not quite as bad, even factoring in the fact that he's facing a weaker defense. He was more accurate in this game, irrespective of that. Before I resume, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bells, and comment your thoughts down below. I love your engagement. Don't just hit the notification bell for my main channel. Hit the bell for any team playlists attached to the video if interested. If your team is not there or you're not interested, please navigate to my home channel page. Check out the playlists tab. Your team will be there if it's a Power 4 team. And hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when I cover that specific team. If you want additional content, bonus content, sign up as a paid member of the channel with the appropriate tier. I also give priority reply to members. And check out our Discord server. It's free. You get to interact with me. I get to pop in there. And the Discord server will notify you when we go live or when I upload videos. But still, there were some concerns from this game. There were also some positives. But I want to start with the negatives, finish with the positives. We save the best for last, or at least I like to, depending on the topic. And I think this is very important. So, Manning, there's this discourse about his shoulder being hurt, and Sarkisian gave a very non-answer in the press conference. I'm not going to assume that his shoulder is being hurt. I'm not going to do that, because we've seen with Quinn Ewers, and to be fair, they got him back as soon as they could, but they also let him sit against inferior competition. They have UTEP and Sam Houston coming up. Texas does. And I think they have a bye sandwiched somewhere in between there, though maybe it's later in the year. If Manning's shoulder was really that bad, they could rest him and win all of those games. They just could. And why can they? Because of Cole Hudson, CJ Baxter, Trevor Gooseby, Endries, Livingston, Wingo, DeAndre Moore Jr., because of Murad Watson, Cole Brevard, Colin Simmons, Anthony Hill Jr. I can go on and on and on. This roster is insanely impressive. People complaining that this team is rated too high in FPI don't know how power ratings work. They don't. Like, neutral field tomorrow, Texas is favored over Ohio State. That's reality. They are favored over most teams in the country neutral field, even most teams if they played them on the road. Texas is that good. They're that respected by the books. They're that respected by me. They're a really good team. In fact, the polls are underrating them by having them at 7th. They are. But Manning, he has some things to work through. So you have the mobility. You have the arm strength. You have the deep ball accuracy. You do. But what you don't have the ability to throw and successfully, consistently throw the intermediate and short ball. His improvised running makes him look like a running back. Like that is how skilled he is there and talented. But his accuracy is pretty hit and miss, and that's a concern right there. A takeaway I had is I thought Parker Livingston has solidified himself as probably wide receiver 1. Not saying he's more talented than Wingo or Moore, but Wingo and Moore are being paid more attention to by opposing defenses, and that gives Livingston the opportunity to get open. And Livingston had that touchdown grab against Ohio State. He had 2 touchdown grabs against San Jose State, where, look, he racked up under 28 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. He averaged 32 yards per reception. And Endries is also being given opportunities. So that is something to consider here with the Longhorns, is that they may have found a wide receiver one, or at least a competent wide receiver that they didn't exactly expect to emerge and play this well. But they did. And that's something to consider, and that's something to keep in mind. I think that the defensive line has nearly reloaded for Texas. Um, I think that D tackle especially is an area that I love for the Longhorns. You know, Murad Watson had one play where, and this is where Texas forced a San Jose interception. He blows up the middle of that O line immediately and pressures San Jose State's quarterback, forces him to roll out. He throws an interception. These defensive tackles are really, it's an elite room. And they may have a singular or maybe even two elite D tackles by themselves. I don't know about that yet, but the depth and quality and athleticism they have is paramount, probably second to none in that room outside of maybe Clemson or Penn State, maybe Georgia. I think that linebacker with Anthony Hill Jr., Trey Moore, you got one of the second string linebackers for Texas involved in the game pretty early. Ty Anthony Smith forcing a fumble. I think that all things considered, even with the turnovers, San Jose State's a pretty well-coached team. They just made some mistakes because it's a big moment for them, and Texas's defense is one of the best, if not maybe the best defense in all of America. The offensive line's another unit that I think may have reloaded. Pass blocking, they do not have the same ceiling. In general, they probably don't have the same ceiling because Kelvin Banks is that good. But in run blocking, I like this unit a ton. Pass protection needs time, though. They're still missing some assignments, still having some issues there, but I think with time it will get better. It's interesting with the run blocking. They ran for a similar yards per carry and in similar fashion against San Jose State as they did against Ohio State. I still think their run blocking is better, but this was not a game that exactly inspired confidence in Texas's ability to maul people on the ground. It's still not a 2023 Texas ground attack. It's not quite that good. But again, Texas beat San Jose State with a C-tier game. They struggled in aspects, but they won. And the last thing to touch on is I love their light box defense. I love it. They can do anything with that formation, that 4-2-5 they run, where they run a light box, typically only putting 4 or 5 or 6 people in there, and they can just eat up any offensive line and prevent you from running the ball, get some pressure on you, all while covering your receivers downfield. It's a wonderful defense. So long term, I think Texas is fine. I'd still like their odds to win it all and to win the SEC. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But this is a good team with just some kinks to work out. Thank you so much for watching College Football with Sam. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bells, and comment your thoughts down below. Again, for the notification bells, don't just hit the bell for my main channel, hit it for any team playlists attached, or if you're not interested in those teams, navigate to my channel homepage, to the playlists tab. There will be a playlist for your favorite team if it's a Power 4 team. Hit the notification bell for that playlist so you can get notified when I mention them or talk about the conference broadly that they reside in. If you want bonus content, sign up as a paid member. And our Discord server is totally free. You get to interact with me and several other diehard football fans in there. So do those things. Most of them are free. And if you want to go the extra mile, there's always the Patreon page and YouTube memberships.